What's going on, guys? So in today's video we're going to be going over the current settings that I'm running in Call of Duty Vanguard. We're going to be going over some graphic settings, including controller settings and a few more. If you could subscribe, like, comment, I'd appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so we're in settings now. We're going to start off with quality. I use custom. I usually start it on high, and then when I change it to 120 render res, it changes it to custom at the top. So dynamic resolution, I keep that off because I don't need it on, but this is just pretty much NVIDIA DLSS for lower end graphics card. What it does, if you turn it on, you can change your FPS what you want it to be, and the game will adjust your resolution to try and match your frame rate target. I don't need that on. Text resolution, I don't touch any of these bits until we get to level of detail, distance range. I turn this on long so you can see a bit better at longer distances. And then the next one we're going to go down to, we're not going to touch any of the other ones, we're going to come down to fidelity CAS. This is just a program that runs through the game. It's usually on off. I turn it on, put it on 1 or 100, whatever you want to call it, and this just makes your game stand out so much more. It's just so much better. Gameplay, color customization, I have it on filter 2. This just makes the red and other colors a bit more vibrant, because quite some of the maps, a couple of them are quite dark, but a lot of them, and they're all right this year, they're quite bright. I use normal color palette. Field of view 110, 120 is just too much, can't see much there. When you go up to 128 FOV, you just start losing visual and you just can't see a lot further. 100 just seems too low for me. Feel like I can't see a lot around me, especially with how many people are running around slide cancelling, things like that. I need to be able to see a little bit at least, so 110 for me is the sweet spot. Affected ADS field of view, you want that on. Otherwise, when you're on independent, when you zoom in a gun, the whole screen's going to zoom straight in and it's just going to look really zoomed in, so I leave that on affected. Camera movement, we're going to have that on at least 50%. When we're on default 100, anything more, when say someone drops bombs or something like that, the screen's just going to shake completely. Don't want that on. World motion blur off. It's just, I don't know how people play with that on. Weapon motion blur off as well. And NVIDIA reflex low latency on plus boost, or on. Some people get different performances from this. On plus boost seems to work best for my GPU. You do it and you get things like stuttering, maybe come down, turn this back on, or off. I'd recommend having it on and then maybe trying out on plus boost. Audio, not much in here. I just turn my master volume down a little bit because it's so loud. Music, have this on about 30. I like listening to the tracks in the back, but not too loud where it's off-putting. Dialogue, leave that on because I like knowing when enemy kill streaks are coming in. Sound effect volumes, I like that. Footsteps, things like that. Mute game when minimized. Hit marker audio. Audio mix, we're going to have this on headphones if you're using headphones, but if you're playing through TV or something like that, set through home theater, that's good. Audio interface, the only thing I touch on here is FPS counter. Sometimes I'll have GPU temp on, GPU temp 62, that's all right. FOV, FPS counter, server latency, so I can see if I'm getting any latency spikes. Move over to controller. I play on a 7.7 vertical horizontal. I leave ground and air on normal. I don't touch either of those. Custom sensitivity per zoom, I turn that off. I just leave ADS sensitivity on a 0.8. Default is on 1. Play around with a little bit, go down a little bit. If you like moving about the map fast, but then when you aim in, you want to have it a bit slower so you're not missing a lot of shots, I'd recommend maybe turning this down a bit. Start down at 0.9 if you still think it's too soft and you're moving, it sticks too much whilst ADS. I'd maybe try 0.8. I wouldn't really go any lower than a 0.7 though. Custom sensitivity per zoom, yep, leave that off. The button layout preset that I'm using is tactical. This just switches so that you can tap your right thumbstick and that'll be slide. That just means I don't have to take my hands off my controller. The rest of these settings I leave. I just play on the standard aim response curve, standard controller vibration off. Don't touch any of those. Gameplay, these are all normal. I don't touch any of these aside of auto attack, sprint, move forward off, sprint cancels reload. We want that on actually. Reason being, if we're sort of reloading and enemy pops their head up and you can see them, you can move, and that obviously, because you've got auto attack sprint on, it will cancel your reload just moving, and then you can just engage with them if you've got a little bit of ammo left. Sprinting door bash, want that on so we can catch some enemies by surprise bashing through doors. Slide behavior tap, don't want it on hold. Tap just makes it easier to slide around the map. Aim down sight behavior hold, equipment behavior hold, steady aim hold. Yep, all of those normal. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you could like, subscribe, leave a comment, I'd really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video.